All right. Alright, so basically what's gonna happen with this is because there's a storm. So I just decided to do a live build. I've never done this before. In fact, I've already broken something, so that kind of sucks. But this is gonna be my attempt at the Rogue One Star Destroyer collision scene. So we'll see how it goes. I got 2 UCS Star Destroyers. I want to get some use out of them. All right. So annoying to see. It's insanely fragile up top. And it's weird because my other one isn't. My other one is actually just fine. But this Star Destroyer, for whatever reason, gives me a lot of problems. I also have no idea what I'm going to accomplish this month. So you guys will get to see how this works from the start to the finish with me doing a mock. And I'm just pulling down the Star Destroyers. See, I got the Walker there. I don't know how I'm going to do this because I absolutely have no space. Hey, I don't mind banning people from the chat room. Mr. Garrett Crow. I don't know who you are, but next time you make a comment, you better show some respect. That's all I know. Aren't you supposed to be at work right now anyways? I don't know that for a fact. I'm just assuming you should probably be working right now. Because I absolutely have no clue who you are. All right. These things take up so much space. See, this other one did just fine. I was able to take it down, no problems, nothing crumbled. Have I seen the official images of the new Falcon? Well, I guess if you want to call that leak an official image, then yeah. It looks really good. I'm actually really happy with it. From the looks of it, it doesn't appear that it's going to have an interior, which kind of disappoints me because that's always my favorite part of builds. But it looks really good. I'm thoroughly impressed with it. I will pick one up. I probably won't build it, at least not anytime soon, because I barely have enough room for my walker. I had to push it over in the corner to do this video. I'll have to push these star destroyers somewhere. All right. Here's head. Also, I guess if you guys have any questions about anything, I can answer those while I'm here too. This is the ultimate opportunity to interact with you guys. So if there's anything you want to know, shoot your shot. I gotta remember how the heck this goes back together. Actually. If you're watching this right now, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to readjust this camera. All right, let's put this. Now we have an actual live build looking thing going on. I have like no space to do this, but I'm gonna try to make it work. I keep this at my desk for protection at all times. Can never be too prepared. It's hot out here. All right, let's put this back together just so I can see what the heck I'm working with. The title. Do that. All right, I want to disconnect my camera real quick. All right, hopefully you guys can actually hear me now. These are both just UCS Star Destroyers from Lego. Star Destroyers. The only reason I'm putting this back together is because I broke it. I broke it when I was trying to take it down from the shelf. And now I'm trying to figure out how it goes back together. I guess that's it. Maybe. That's the one thing about this. There's so many greebles. Yeah. Half these pieces go, I'd be very happy. Okay, this obviously goes somewhere on here. That's why I'm looking at some of these pieces, just like, I have no idea where this goes. Almost sagging big time. Did I drop something? Oh my god. God. This thing, I swear. You guys want to know how smart I am? I just spent like the past 20 minutes or so worrying how I was going to get this back together because I don't really remember how it goes, and I don't really feel like pulling the instructions out or looking them up. Not realizing I have the exact same set sitting right next to me, not destroyed, and I can easily just look over at it. We all have our days. We all have our days. Oh my god. Okay. All right. So this is going pretty well, other than the fact that I'm missing an entire section from this build. Like it fell when I first took it down. And so this is going pretty well, other than the fact. So yeah. Oh, here it is. All right. Now we're in business. So I'm guessing this. All right. There we go. And then boom. All right, so now that we have two built Star Destroyers, I can start thinking about how I want to reconfigure both of them to fit. So my idea is this one is kind of going to be the one that is crashing into this one, because this one's in the old gray, this one's in the new gray, and I have far more pieces in new gray. And yes, it is actually two UCS Star Destroyers. I have way more pieces in new gray than I do in old gray, so I'm going to use this guy to be getting hit, because this one takes very minimal damage compared to the other one. So I want to, I guess, reconfigure the stand on this one to where it kind of sits above this one. It'll obviously be hitting it like from an angle. And I'll probably look at some pictures to see like how this one should be getting destroyed. So I guess the first thing I'll do is work on reconfiguring the stand. This isn't going to be a super elaborate build. I never really intended for it to be that way, so I don't want to do too much with it because I like both of these sets, and I don't want to have to change them up too much because it's not going to sit in my room for too long after I do this mock. I'm probably just going to get some pictures and then put them back up on the shelf as they should be. I just set that there because I have no idea where it goes. So I guess let's switch this around so we can make a scene out of this. That's embarrassing. I knocked the lamp over and it hit the Star Destroyer. Fortunately, this build isn't too complicated, so I feel like I'm doing more rebuilding than actual building. I guess this is just going to end up being a Rich Boy J builds 2 Star Destroyers. What is my first live stream without destroying both of these? Ugh. What's up, Martine? I know you got one of these packed up. You got 2 of them packed up, actually. Yeah, you know, it already crashed. I should just call it a day. Yeah, my lamp fell over and it knocked this entire section off. This is why I don't move these things around too much. They're pretty to look at, and that's pretty much it. By the end of this, I'm going to just have a pile of, like, these greebles. And I'm not going to know what to do with them. I'm just going to stick them wherever on the ship. And, like, 3 of these plates popped off. I don't know where they go. I know they just go somewhere on this. Whatever. I won't lose sleep over it. S2 on the edge. Dude, it's so annoying. I remember because I had to pack mine up whenever I came home from school with it, and I'm like, I didn't take too much of it apart. I just kind of took the 4 like whole plates and broke them in half. That was the only way I could get them to fit. But when I got home, just figuring out where all the individual plates went, oh my god. Alright, I think this one's good for the most part. It's as good as it's going to get for this. Alright, looks decent enough. So I'm going to swap these 2, and then I want to work on the stand for this guy. So I can elevate it, so I can turn it, set it, have it hovering kind of over the other one, and then make sure that works. And then after that, I'll go ahead and, I guess, start modifying the other Star Destroyer to make it look destroyed. And then I guess at some point I have to build a Hammerhead Corvette, so that'll happen too. In the meantime, I guess I can use this guy. Alright, let's move this thing over. Yeah, dude, I got the Falcon. Well, so look at this. Look at everything that's on this table right now. I got the Scarab Citadel over there in the corner. If you can't really tell, but that's the Zeta class. It's like a wreck right now, but that's sitting right there as well. Got my custom Falcon, Star Destroyer, and my AT-AT. Yeah, I'll show you my other stuff. So that's right there is where the Star Destroyers usually go. That's my Imperial Shuttle and TIE Fighter, obviously. That is my closet full of stuff that I haven't opened yet. There's a lot of bags in there. That's one of my display shelves. And then up top is the rest of my UCS stuff. So I think you can see the Slave One, Snow Speeder, and there's a Red 5 over there as well. And I love that. The Star Wars sign. My friend got that from me. Very clutch. Very clutch. And then you can also see my Hawkmock right there. Got the TIE Reaper. That's every other Rebel ship that I haven't really decided what I want to do with that shelf yet. Some of my modulars, and then got the Force Awakens X-Wings chilling over there. See, a lot of stuff going on in this room. And then also you can see, if you like, on the floor over there is basically all of Scarab. Well, all of the parts of Scarab that I built anyways. Most of it is in that box. Or right there you can see part of the landing platform. So yeah, I'll deal with that at some point. So yeah, back to this thing. Dude, I already miss this room. I already miss it. I'm in it right now and I miss it. Just the thought that I want to have to leave this. The nice thing though is that every year it happens right before I go to school. So I'll be able to take all of my Last Jedi sets up to school, and I will start building my next build project up at school. So that'll be interesting. Usually I'll take them up there not built just for that reason. Like, I don't want to have to deal with it. I'll just take them out of the bags. I may have to build one or two though. I don't know if I have the patience to buy it and then wait an entire day before I can build it, before I get to school. It's great too because it's like the first day on campus and everyone's like setting up their dorms and stuff, and I'm like the guy in his room building Lego sets. Because why not? What else is there to do with life? All right, so I kind of just want to extend the stand with Technic to have it be taller. But I don't know if I have much Technic left after I used it up on that. The stand for the Falcon. These are like the 2 Technic beams I have left in my bucket. The rest of them are either tiny or like the L brackets. Let's try another bucket. I found this. This will work. I do 1x16s in here. At least 2. I think there may be 4 actually. 4 would actually be perfect. So that will get scavenged. It's like an Ultra Asian set that my friend gave me. Dude, okay. Good question. I'd say start with the Star Destroyer. I think that's the best one. It's the best set. It's my favorite set. Can't go wrong with that. So my initial plan with this was actually to put it on that big rack that we had whenever we had our first Scarab mock and we had the ships hanging. And I was like, oh, I could do that same idea, but with these, and just like use very heavy duty fishing wire to have one of them like hitting the other one. And I thought about it, and I mean, my friend Garrett kind of talked me out of it too. Like, that would have been a bit much. Have both of these things hanging. I bought 8 of those Battle on Scarab sets, and this is where they went. They went either into the mod or in this box. That's my go-to box. Whenever something has to get built, I'm like, oh, I think I'll need this, this, or this. That's the box I go to. Everything's in there. And yeah, it probably would have been dangerous, especially like at a convention with little kids running around. So I can just imagine like a kid walks over and pushes the entire thing over. Then I have to clean up 2 big Star Destroyers. And yes, I love those parts. I'm telling you, any set that I like enough to buy 8 of, it has to be something special. That's one thing about Lego sets now. All of them use so much Technic. It's never straightforward to just take it apart. You gotta undo all these beams first. Alright. There we go. Snap. Just taking apart this set so I can get some Technic beams out of it. You can use this to rebuild the stand on this Star Destroyer. Alright. I got my 4 Technic beams that I needed. I'm going to use these to attach them to the old stand. The hard part of this is going to be figuring out how the heck to flip this thing over so I can actually build on it. I don't doubt that something else is going to get knocked over during this build. I have a lot of sensitive equipment crowding this table. All right. Maybe I can just flip it. I guess it's not the worst possible thing that could have happened. Yeah, I'll just take it out. Hey, I did that on purpose, kind of. All right. Just sorting through, or looking through this bucket to find some Technic pins. Gonna modify those things. I just didn't realize there's some Technic pins sticking out of them. I guess I'll need those for the feet, so I should keep those on reserve. I hope this makes it tall enough. I guess I'll find out. So my idea was, what is up, Moon Crash? Just golden dying. I mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again. If you guys have any questions, about literally anything, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to engage with you. Hopefully it'd be Star Wars or Lego related. If for no other reason than because I don't know too much about anything else. I'm sitting here doing this because we're supposed to be having a really bad storm. It's not too bad right now, thankfully. So hopefully I survive. But pretty much stuck in the house. Not supposed to be outside right now. No one is. Getting some building done. Let's do that through there. Yeah, me too. Too, man. I gotta live to see another mock. I gotta live to build that pod race. And tell you what, if I don't make it out of this storm, I'm making it your responsibility as my dying wish to build a pod race. Fulfill the legacy. It has to happen. And I'm bestowing this honor on you. I just realized I pulled out 4 of these thinking, oh yeah, that would be perfect. And I forgot I have a whole other assembly to do, so I actually need 8 of them. The good news is I did have 2 of these sitting right here, so I didn't count for those. I'll be able to use those. The bad news is I still have to find 2 more. And I used up a ton of my Technic on the stand for the Falcon. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe this will just end up like ending because I don't have enough pieces to actually finish the mock. That'd end my mock real soon, wouldn't it? No, I wouldn't do that. I would find a way. That's my slogan. I'm Rich Boy J and I find a way. That's not true. All right. I still also don't even know if this will be tall enough. If it doesn't end up being tall enough with this stand extended like this, I'll probably just put something underneath it because I don't want to have to make this too ridiculous. Hopefully it isn't too tall. That's probably an even worse scenario. Because at that point, I've done extra work. And I don't like doing extra work. You guys can't see it, but I've like dropped a ton of pieces off camera. Maybe I'm nervous. I don't know. You always got to stay prepared with at least 5 of these next to you anytime you build. All right. I'm really hoping this works. So we got one section done. Now just to do the exact same thing with that other side. And we'll see how it goes. Don't you just love the sweet sound of your hand going through a box of Lego pieces? I need to place a Brickley order for just a ton of these Technic pens. I mean, I'm sure I have them all over the place in different sets and boxes that I know I'm never going to build. But I don't want to have to hunt through all that just for these cheap parts. I just need to place an order and get a ton of them so I can not waste time looking for them. That's what happens as a builder. Like, you get to the point where, like, once you have a lot of pieces, and I have a decent amount of pieces. I wouldn't say that it's like overwhelming, but I have a lot of unsorted stuff, so that's what really kind of deters me from just going in and looking for everything that I know I have. But at a certain point, you just get to the point where you're just like, yeah, I'd rather just order this than have to look for it. Maybe I'm the only one and I'm just really lazy, but that's what I do. And it's weird too, because that's one of those pieces that you never really expect to run out of. I mean, they literally come in everything, so you just kind of always expect to have them around. But we need them in big quantities. You don't want to have to go hunt through 10 sets to find, 20 or 30 of them. It gets annoying very quickly. So you just you bite the bullet, and you just place an order for like 200. yeah, dude. The thing about my collection is I have a lot of sets that I don't really ever intend on having built. So I'd like to have those sorted out at some point. But it's just like whenever I'm here, all my time is really devoted to just building. Because it's always kind of like I need to make sure I can get this, and this done before I have to leave off to school. This is my last year though, so I'll be able to do a lot more mocking. As if I don't. I'm complaining about it. Yeah, I probably build more than any other person, more than most other people. I guess that just shows the standards I hold myself to. Like I expect to be able to get a lot more done than I actually do. I get plenty done though. I'm really happy with what I was able to do for this summer. Got my Falcon done. Did a nice Scarif. Did that Hawkmock. It's interesting too because the only thing that I really planned on doing this summer was the Falcon. Yet all these other side projects just kind of came up. And ooh yes, unlimited budget, man. $1,000 budget, $2,000 budget, $3,000 budget. I can't wait. Someone's really gonna have to like take me aside and tell me to stop spending so much damn money on Lego. Yeah, like I think about getting now with my relatively limited funds, and just thinking about like that a real job, and I could have like $1,500. Even $500 a month would be pretty crazy. If I just had enough money to basically just do everything I want to do with Lego, dude, I'd have brickling orders coming in every day. That's the thing about me. Like, I'm not a big shopper, but I'll get pretty out of hand with Bricklink. Like, once I finish the Scarif mock, I remember I just kind of sit there and be like, man, it's weird not having a Bricklink order to anticipate. I don't have any parts coming in the mail. I feel empty. I always feel fulfilled when I got parts on the way coming in the mail. Yeah, same here. I buy food and I buy Lego. I only buy food because I have to. Sometimes I'll be like out in public deliberating on whether or not I should buy this meal because I'm like, oh god, that's a battle pack's worth of money spending, and I have to spend it on food. I'd probably miss a few meals because of Lego. I was like, I don't need that. I can wait. I can use that money towards a set. I can make a Bricklink order. It's all good though. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. I'm gonna look for some Technic beams. Exactly. That's some good advice. Yeah, spend your money wisely. Do I want to enjoy this meal, this short meal, this meal that I'll ultimately not remember in a year? Or do I want to buy a Lego set? I remember a Lego set for the rest of my life. Really makes you think. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Because at any point you just decided, this isn't for me. I want to get out of this Lego thing. You can almost always at least make your money back. That's like worst case scenario. Oh, come on. I only got one of these on there? So I found one more of the piece I need. I just need to find the last one. And I can actually get to something exciting and not just modifying the stand. The only way you'll lose money on Lego sets is if you buy a bunch of Chima. At that point, yeah, you probably have lost some money. And that is why I never feel bad spending ridiculous amounts of money on Star Wars sets. You just make me feel a lot better about my life. All right, let's find this last piece. Oh yeah, absolutely. There are very few things that are more fulfilling than finding a Lego set for cheap. Oh my god, man. It's the best feeling. I feel like I spent way too long looking for this piece. I'm gonna have to make a substitution or something. Um, I guess it's time to do my usual technique. Whenever I'm like looking really hard for a part and I can't find it, but I know it's probably somewhere in my collection, I will go on to Brickset. I'll look up the part, see what sets include that part. Sets worth scavenging through to grab the part. So I'm looking for a 1x16 Technic brick, which interestingly enough is not a cheap part. It's maybe cheaper in some of the weirder colors, but like in light gray and dark gray. Black, that's usually around like a $1 part. 1x16. Thank you. Appreciate it. Looks like I'm going to be poaching from the only Battle on Scarab set I have left that is actually built, which is kind of sad. But hey, gotta do what you gotta do. I'll probably put it back in here once I get rid of this mod. I just gotta figure out where this part is on here. Hopefully nowhere too ridiculous. Oh, I see it. Alright. Let's get this stand done so I can get on with this thing. Got this those done. Gotta find some Technic pins for these feet. And hopefully it should be good to go. Hopefully it'll stand correctly, not fall over. And I hope the height is correct. I didn't do any measurements, so I literally have no idea. I'm just kind of swinging at this and hoping it'll work. What I'm really hoping is that it's too short, because then at that point I can just add to the very bottom of the feet and adjust it to where it'll be right. If it's too tall, that's a big problem. And at that point, I'll probably just stop building and cry. Sometimes you just need to take a break from building and just cry for a little bit. Just to let it all out. This is a tough hobby we do. It's not made for everyone. So I got foot number 3. Fortunately, these Star Destroyers are pretty back heavy, so I don't think extending the stand will do too much to make it not sturdy. All right, let's flip this thing back over, see how this works. Actually, let's tighten this up first. All right. So we have a really tall Star Destroyer now. Put this back on the back. I think it goes, I think this goes here. So this maybe goes in the middle. I think it goes in the middle. I guess I'll find out whenever I reassemble everything. Maybe it goes all the way forward. I literally have no clue. No, it definitely doesn't go there. Maybe it goes in the middle. I guess I'll find out. Alright, then I can... See, that's the annoying thing. I end up with like a million of these, and I think you literally have to build 16 of the assembly on the set. So I gotta find out where the heck it goes. I think I found it. So right now I'm gonna reassemble this Star Destroyer, and then I'm gonna move the other Star Destroyer over and see if this stand design will work. It's just falling apart. This is not the easiest set to work with, that's for sure. This is 2002 Lego. Stability was not one of their trademarks. Sorry about that. Was on the phone. Making sure this. I'm missing a piece over here. You know what I'll do? I'll take it off the outside. So, oh god. What I'll probably end up doing, because it's so tall, there's just so much momentum whenever it falls. I'll probably brace the bottom with some plates. All right. All right. This is kind of what I was going for. So it did end up being a little too tall, but that's fine. I actually realized I can just maybe set this one up a little bit higher, and then it'll look the way it should. Let's get a better angle. Look at that. So yeah, this is looking good. I'm happy with what I have so far. That's a nice thing about this mock. It's simple enough to where just having two Star Destroyers oriented like this gives you the look that you want. Then it's just, a matter of how many details you want to add, how thoroughly you want to do it. How fitting for that to happen. So I guess for now, we will turn this way, and this will be my hammerhead until I build an actual one. I can't believe that actually worked. Come on. Got to figure a way to get this thing to stick to this. May have to just rig something underneath it to keep it up. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I appreciate that, Combat the Fox. Yeah, almost in TV. I'm going to move the other Star Destroyer out of the way so I can start working on how this will be damaged. I really don't want to do too much with it. And it's not because I'm being a lazy builder or anything. I just... Maybe there's a small part of me that doesn't want to modify the set. This is my favorite Lego set of all time, so I want to do a few amount of modifications possible. So let's actually look up a picture of the scene. And then maybe that'll determine exactly where I want to go with this. Right now, I am looking up some reference material for this crash so I can see how I want to modify this thing.
I'm literally just looking through Rogue One right now, trying to find where that scene is. I guess. Man, watching this right now, just bringing back memories. My friend Garrett and I watched this thing over and over and over again when we were working on our scare mod. Welcome back. I finished the stand to the Star Destroyers. Well, to one of them. So it'll just kind of sit above it like this. Like that. Boom! Say, blow you up. Boom! It's really weird to think that Jake Lloyd in Star Wars Episode 1 and Darth Vader in Star Wars Episode 5 are the same people. Same character. Funny how that happens. It's taken me much longer than I'd like to admit for me to find this scene in Rogue One. I think I found it. Radis is talking, so I think he's calling up a Hammerhead. Also just saw the ghost. I knew it was in the movie. I saw it on Yavin. I may have caught a glimpse of it before, but like in the space battle, I actually finally saw it for the first time in action. And I recognized it. Very cool. I was happy to get that. I'm a Rebels fan. Is anyone watching right now a fan of Star Wars Rebels? Holy crap, when does this scene happen? Alright, Jen and Cassie are limping out of the scare face now. Now the Death Star showed up. I feel like this definitely happened before the Death Star showed up. Maybe I'm just wrong. Let's keep going. Alright, Radis is talking. Radis is talking. Radis is talking. Nope. Went too far. This is when they all crash into the Star Destroyer, which would also be a really cool mod to do. Have like a giant rebel, or a mini scale rebel fleet, all about to hit a Star Destroyer. Here we go. I found it. Awesome, 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 awesome. All right, so looks like it kind of turns into it and just rips the entire top off. This will be interesting to say the least. We're gonna have to do a lot of like greebles and things flying up. A lot of stuff like that. So fortunately, the way this thing is constructed, the top of this is supposed to come off for transportation. So there's not too much work to be done there. It's just going to be a matter of like how I want to do this. I'm thinking if I can figure out a way to have this mounted like up like that, that would work. It's probably not going to be a stud connection. It's probably just going to be literally sitting on top of it.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. This is what I do.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go take a little break to go grab something to eat, and then I will start the stream back up. So whoever's watching, whoever can hear this, thanks for tuning in. I will be back. When I get back, I plan to just add some like greebles and like parts in there to simulate the collision, and then I'll build the hammerhead, and then this will be finished. It's not really meant to be a super elaborate mock, just something cool to do with the 2 UCS Star Destroyers that I have. So I'll see you guys very soon. Thanks for tuning in. If you're not subscribed, go ahead, smash that subscribe button, and I'll be back. Thanks for watching, guys.